goes a sight for my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight for my soul. I think it's all angels just walk by. 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 There goes a sight for my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight for my there goes a sight. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight for my soul. So.
1, 2, 3, jump!
Get wild.
Chiefs Kingdom. It's time for All Chiefed Up with your hosts, Steve and Mike Williams.
You're listening to All Chiefed Up, the best damn Kansas City Chiefs podcast in the kingdom.
Chiefs Kingdom, what's up, baby? Noah Gray here, tight end for your Kansas City Chiefs. You're listening to All Chiefed Up with Mike and Steve Williams.
Chiefs Kingdom, what is going on, baby? A little camp update.
I'm here. I made it.
Steve's here. He got in just in time. Hey, man, let's not waste any time, man. Day 2 of camp is here. We're excited. Day 1 was fun yesterday. We got to see Rashee Rive blowing chunks, Steve. We didn't have video of that though, so that's a good thing.
Hey,
yeah.
Did he do it today? That's the question. Is it back to back?
Rashee Rive had himself a day today. But let's just jump right in, man. So Pete Sweeney come out today and said there was the same attendance on Thursday as on Wednesday. 31 Chiefs spotted on the field. Of course, you have Turk Wharton rehabbing on the sideline. 32 are there. Typically, this will be Patrick Mahomes' last workout until Sunday, and it will be. He's not going to practice tomorrow. Isaiah Pacheco was back out there today for the second day in a row, and that is a great sign. He was back out. He was wearing his Koopa Troopa. He had his yellow jersey on. They weren't gonna take chances with him, Steve. But you know, it's just good to have him out there. Like, he's got plenty of time to bounce back.
Yeah, man, Pacheco's a big piece to this team. So any way they can get him worked back in to where we know he's ready to go when the season starts. I mean, that goes for a lot. I mean, it'd been floated around that he might start on the PUP list, kind of like Turk Wharton, but I don't think they're going to go that route. I think he's going to be ready to go. So I'm glad that he's working with everyone.
Right. I'm excited about it. But we actually seen some Deneric Prince out there today. We seen a little bit. We got some footage of some of the guys rolling in the camp today. We got the offensive line coming in. We got Deneric Prince. We got Matt Nagy. We got a bunch of guys coming in. We'll just play that for you really quick. Look at those big uglies, Steve.
They're beautiful.
Another day 2, be great.
Look at that. Another day 2, be great. Day 2. Here we go. We got another one here. That's big old Deneric Prince coming in, Steve. Look at him.
He is a good-sized dude for a running back.
Deneric is a big guy, man. Look at him just coming down. We got Matt Nagy just pimping, just rolling up in there, baby. He would eventually fight a bee today, though. He would fight a bee for Patrick Mahomes. He would fight a bee. We got a little bit more.
Would you fight a bee for Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah,
I would.
I'd fight a bee. We got another one. Let's see this one. Roll it.
I didn't win on Thanksgiving. What'd you do the year before?
We got Rashee Rive, and we got the QBs rolling in, Steve. Hey, it's a good sign if you're...
Him and Shane Buechele are buddies.
I know, man. Good sign if you're rolling in with the QBs, though, because those guys haven't made it. Pacheco, late as usual. Look at him. Look,
always
he
with the
brought
energy.
bee. Did you hear him? He brought the bee. We got Cullen here talking. You know, he's giving some last-minute instructions to Felix up there, man. But, yeah, man, it's fun watching them come down. It's fun watching them walk, you know, come down the way. And,
fun to watch them walk. That's how you know
that
you've not seen football in way too long, when you just said it's fun to watch them walk.
Well,
like,
it's fun to watch them walk to the practice field. Yeah, we got some other still images today. We got people making some catches out here. We got Pat putting up some kind of weird, who knows what he's doing. It looks like he's praising the Lord. We got the big uglies working on some stuff. Look at this.
The Koopa Troopas. Is that Blaine Gabbert?
We got old Blaine Gabbert out here, baby. Look at number 9, just looking good. Matt McMullen, he's going to give us a wrap-up. He said day 2 of pre-camp just wrapped up. Here's a few notes. Mike Edwards hauled in an interception off of a tip pass during 7-on-7. Edwards is here because he's working back from an injury. That was fun to see. Edwards is coming in. He's back, and he looks good. He's a ball hawk. We've been saying that. Good signing. Rashee Rive had a busy practice with several grabs. Good day for him. You're going to see it in a little bit. We got a Rashee Rive touchdown grab for you. But it was a good day. It was a good day.
Dom's angry. Dom's not having it.
Yeah, Dominic's not having it. He's not feeling the football season. He's not, but he'll get back into it, man.
Well, it's cool to see Mike Edwards' name thrown in there. I think that he could be an asset to this team. He's such a ball hawk when he's out there, man. So it'll be nice to have that safety. You know, they can come in and make an interception from time to time, kind of like how Juan Thornhill was when he first got with the team,
right
before he wussed out on everyone.
Right. Ruby says Chamari Connor. Yes, Chamari Connor did. He got a presser today. He's looking pretty good. A lot of good words for Chamari Connor. We'll get to those in a minute. Asked by Mike Edwards, actually. He answered some questions about it. William Casper in the house. He says, all day chiefed up, every day chiefed up. Keep them coming, boys. Y'all doing a great job. We appreciate you, William. Thanks for being here. We got Doug in the house. We got Brian Parrott in the house. We got Chiefer 6'5" toss power trap. We got KCB Zombie Moors, Ray, T-Bone. You name it, they're going. Tony Gunn says, what's up, all chiefed up? What's up, Tony? Glad to have you here.
Come on, man.
Night Hunter in the house. What is up, Night Hunter? KL368 said, Rashee Rive redemption, baby. Yeah, he had himself a little bit of a day today.
Well, he had a good day yesterday, other than, you know, the heat just getting to him. So
well,
I think two good days in a row for him.
Right? The vomit was a non-story. It was fun to talk about.
Hey, I don't know any of us that could get out there and do what they did yesterday and not throw up. So I mean, I think it's a non-story.
Fun to talk about. I seen in the chat, everybody asked Pete's what? Sweeney. Yeah, man. He was going. Pete works hard, man. You're going to see the same people over and over. You got Pete Sweeney, you got Matt Derrick, you've got just a couple of the guys from KHSB, you've got just a few select people are in here to watch these practices. So you're going to see the same stuff over and over. But it's cool. If they wasn't there, we wouldn't get to see it because that's just the way it is, man. They close them off. But Cole says, I feel like Edwards makes the 53.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's in. I think he's a lot different than what you've seen last year from the other kid out of Kentucky that we were kind of big on at corner, and then they ended up cutting him.
Lonnie Johnson. Yeah, that was a weird one, huh?
Yeah, that was strange.
So I don't know if you have this quote, but I did read something earlier that Mike Edwards was saying about Brian Cook that I think could make a lot of people happy. I don't know if you got that quote or not, but he was.
Yeah.
Do you have it?
I might. I can jump right into his presser, and we'll see if the quote's in here. So
yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so after the practice today, so there's not a lot of camp footage from practice. It may get released later on by the Chiefs or just whoever was there, but for now, there's not a lot of stuff out, so we don't really have a lot of big highlights for you. We're going to get you everything we got, but they were at pressers. Let me knock Cole's comment off this screen so you guys can see everything really good. Mike Edwards says he feels like a rookie again, learning a new playbook, but he's happy to be in KC. They did ask him something about Todd Bowles and everything, and he said Todd Bowles' playbook in Tampa got him ready to adjust to Steve Spagnuolo's playbook. Tough adjustments for both, but he's learning. Charles Goldman reports that Edwards says Chamari Connor reminds him a bit of himself as a rookie, and I think that's the one you were talking about, Steve. He said he's got some things you can't teach as far as instincts. He can play dime, safety, he can play all over. We said that. Did we not say that Chamari Connor was the guy, just like L'Jarius Sneed? Like, he's that guy. He can play everywhere.
Right. The quote I read was actually about Brian Cook.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was basically saying that Brian Cook does not strike him as a second-year guy, that he already knows the defense so well, and he's out there calling plays, getting people into place, has a real leadership mentality about him. He's very vocal, and I thought that was awesome because we all kind of thought Brian Cook had a lackluster rookie season. I think he did okay, and I think he'll be better this year. But that's good to hear from Mike Edwards that when he came in here that Brian Cook is like that. Like he said, he's very knowledgeable, and he's very vocal, and he's kind of got a leadership role going already in his second season.
Yeah, for sure. He went on to this is it right here. It was the next one up. Mike Edwards says that Brian Cook doesn't look like a player who was a rookie last year. He's making all the calls back there. So
right.
There it was.
Yeah.
And then the last few things about Edwards, he called the first 2 days of camp tough. So far, just like Felix did yesterday, Andy Reid's camp reputation is true every year. And then he said that the new safety Mike Edwards is up on the mic. KC was the best fit for him. He didn't practice in OTAs due to a hamstring injury. So he let it known why he wasn't there. He had a hamstring injury, but he says he wanted to come into rookie camp to ease back in, and he's 100% now. So that's good to see from Mike Edwards, man. I think Mike Edwards is a UK guy. We grew up watching this guy. We watched him in college. He's a ball hawk. He gets after it. They had him in the box a lot last year in Tampa. He didn't have as many picks, any of the flashy plays like that or anything, but I think he had a really solid season last year. A lot of Bucs fans thought it was a down year from the year before, but I'm not buying it. I think he looked good, and I think that's the exact corner. And to be honest, I think that's why they drafted Chamari Connor. I think he's got plenty of those traits as well.
Right. Well, a lot of the safeties in the league were talking about Mike Edwards, saying that he's probably one of the most underrated safeties in the league because he has such a knack for getting to the ball and everything like that. So I'm excited to see what he can do in Spagnuolo's system. Like he said, coming from Todd Bowles' system, obviously it's different, but they're both guys that have very complex defenses. So I think he does have the mental capacity to come in and learn it well because he's been in a complex system before. So I think it's a good addition back there because, I mean, Brian Cook, whether he's acting like it or not, it's only his second year in the league. And he played minimally last season. So it's good to have a guy like Mike Edwards in that safety room that has some experience and stuff to go along with Justin Reid.
Right. Well, we got a little bit of footage of Felix Anudike-Uzomah out there, baby. we seen him in rookie camp. He had a little bit of a hand injury he was trying to get over. He's there, but we got a little bit of footage. It's pretty far to see. I tried to zoom it in for you guys the best I could, so the second half of the video will be zoomed in. If it's a little grainy, I'm sorry, but like I said, people are not allowed to be on the field, so this is all like bootleg footage. Yeah, if you see him, he's getting after it. I'll zoom it in just a little bit for you. He's hitting people. He's giving those bags a workout, Steve. He's giving those bags a workout. But that's basically all they're doing right now, man. They're hitting bags. They're not really making contact. They're not allowed to make contact. They're not allowed to have the pads on. They can't tackle. They can't do stuff like that. But it's fun, man. We got some more footage of I don't really know exactly who's doing what, but I think this might be Pacheco. It's one of the running backs, I think. We'll play it. We'll just let you all see it. It's Deneric Prince. My bad. It's Deneric Prince. He's getting a workout in, baby.
What gave that away? That beautiful picture of him in the bottom left?
That's why I did it. The footage is so far away you can barely see it, so I had to let everybody know who it was. We got a close-up of that workout, too. That exact drill, I got a close-up of that workout. I'll go ahead and play that really quick. This is the exact same footage from a different angle. He's such a big guy, Steve. He's got some quickness. He's got some lateral agility. He's pretty nifty on the feet, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's an exciting prospect, right? Like, this is a guy that everybody's been pumped about ever since we signed him as a UDFA. And I think when you just watch him do these basic workouts, you see the athletic ability and his sheer size and everything. I think that's why people.
Did we lose Steve? I think we might have lost Steve. It's okay. I'll keep it going. Steve, I think we lost you for a minute.
Oh, I don't know. I'm right here.
I don't know if we lost it or not.
I was just saying, Deneric Prince, you see his size and everything so well when watching these little clips and things, and I think that's why people get so excited for him.
Yeah, for sure. But let's get back to some of the pressers, man. We just talked about Edwards. Chamari Connor actually took the mic today, which was kind of cool. Rookie Chamari Connor says there's some similarities between the camp here and Virginia Tech's camp. That's kind of funny, though, because they run harder camps in college than they usually do in the pros. But Andy Reid, he doesn't do that. Charles Goldman, Chiefs rookie Chamari Connor, says he's comfortable lining up at different spots. It's something I like doing and feel comfortable doing. So Chamari Connor, he's out there talking. He also says Chiefs rookie Chamari Connor on getting the pads on in training camp soon. He says, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's football. It's what we do. We put the pads on. We hit guys. I'm definitely looking forward to it. So it sounds like Chamari Connor's ready to go. This guy seeks. He's physical. He's looking to hit somebody. He's looking to get out there and make a play. Chamari Connor, we thought it was kind of strange that the Chiefs traded up to get him. We didn't think like he was on the radar right there in that round. But the Chiefs obviously wanted him enough to make the move, go get him, and I hope it pays off for us because, to be honest, I really do think that they're looking at him to be the Snead replacement eventually.
That's exactly why they went after him. I think they think that he can do that role. I think they got some other guys that might be able to do that. Like if Khalif Allison works out, I think he's also very L'Jarius Snead-esque. But these are guys that like to hit people, man. And it looks like Chamari Connor's kind of got that Leo Chenal vibe coming in. Like he's just talking about being physical and hitting and everything. That's what people were pumped about Leo last year. And now they have Chamari pumping up everybody this year. But yeah, man, it's just really good to see these guys out there putting in some work in a structured environment with the team, working with the team, man. Just excited to have camp back and see what these guys can do.
Yeah.
And Dom's excited too.
He's getting excited, isn't he? Doug, good to see you here, Doug. Doug says, can't wait to see this D this season. For sure, man. Defense is going to be so good this year. I think a lot of people are underestimating the defense. I've got some more clips of the D working in a little bit more. We got B.J. Thompson and Coburn doing some drills. Of course, they're just hitting bags. They ain't hitting nobody, but it's good to see them working. They're pretty fluid on their feet. We'll see that in a minute. I'll throw that clip up for everybody in the live, and we appreciate you guys being here, man. We know it's early in KC time. It's like 3 o'clock you guys time, so you know a lot of people still at work, a lot of people doing some stuff, but it's cool, man. We got 106 in here, so if you love the Chiefs, go ahead and hit that like button. Let everybody know where to see some more Chiefs content, and then go ahead and hit that sub button, man. We're trying to get to 20K before the season. I think we're well on our way. Hit that
before the season
bell
ends.
too. Yeah, before the season ends. Not before the season, because that's like 2 weeks, and yeah, we're not that lucky. But
Right, man. I'm pumped about this defense too. I think people's overlooking how good they could be. And you see a lot of people, like when they were talking about getting more offensive weapons and everything, they're like, Patrick Mahomes just needs a top 10 defense. And we've never seen that before. Well, actually, last year we had a top 10 defense. We won the Super Bowl. This year we're going to have a top 10, possibly top 5 defense. So I think we'll see similar results, man.
Yeah, man. What's up, Ruben? Ruben says he's late. What's up, Mike and Steve? Much love. God bless.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. Nobody's late, baby. It's Chiefs football, and we're just all having a good time. Ruben also said hit that like button, people, so go ahead and do that. Josh says, I am subscribed. Are you? If you're not, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. We talk about the Chiefs all the time. Right. We do it podcast style, so we like to banter back and forth. We'll pick out everything, anything, rumors, you name it, news. We'll talk about it. We'll ask everybody, is it good for the Chiefs or is it not? We got Tim Chapman in the house. What's up, Tim? He says, what's good, Mike and Steve? You guys are awesome. I'm driving around this hot-ass FedEx truck in Arrowhead West, Las Vegas. We going back to Chiefs Kingdom. Dude, that's awesome. You're in Vegas out there, holding it down in Chiefs West out there. I mean, we ought to just go ahead and build a new stadium out there. They're wanting to redo something.
I mean, we already have one. It looks like a toilet, but it'll work. We're going to win the Super Bowl in it this coming year, so that's cool. Yeah, and yeah, man, be careful out there, Tim. While you're driving, and try to stay cool, man. I'm sure it's burning up.
Yeah, for sure. Chief Kelsey, what's up, brother? I know he's probably wanted a D-Hop video. I'm sorry. No more D-Hop. Nope. He says, any word on Justin Ross yet? I know he wasn't there yesterday. Yeah, a lot of people asking about weekend. Ross. He'll be in this weekend. He's not classified as a rookie anymore. He was not allowed to come in. But a lot of people think there's something going on with him. And there's really, I mean, I don't think you're saying that, but a lot of people on Twitter are saying it. I had to put out a tweet today, and I was like, hey, Justin Ross will be here with everybody else.
Well, Andy actually addressed that. Andy addressed that yesterday. He just said Justin Ross is not there. He'll be there with the vets coming this weekend. So
right. Doug asked, what's the final results of the poll? Yeah, Steve put up a poll.
Check it out.
Will Pacheco hit 1,000 yards this year? That's what he said at his presser today. He wanted to hit 1,000 yards.
I'll go ahead and end that bad boy. It looks like 86% think that he will hit that 1,000-yard mark. So there's 14% that don't think Pacheco will hit that goal. Do you think the reasoning for that is injury concern or how he might be used, or Clyde getting utilized more, that he's healthy? Just what do you think?
Yeah, two things. I think they think that maybe the injury limits his carries, if not for the whole season, possibly at least for the first few weeks. But you also got to remember, and I think this goes into it too, Andy Reid's not a big bell cow kind of guy. He does it by committee. You're going to see Jerick McKinnon out there a lot. Like you mentioned, you're going to see Clyde out there a lot. If he gets 14, 15 carries a week, I think that's good on most weeks, to be honest. So I think we posted up with Lance today. He was talking about it. If he would have just got 35 more carries last year, he was averaging 4.88 yards per carry. So if he'd have just got 35 extra carries last year, he would have been over the 1,000-yard mark, presumably. So it is possible. It is possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think he gets there easily. As long as he's on the field, I think he gets that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily. I mean, he had a killer rookie season, man. A lot of people weren't expecting this much from Isaiah Pacheco, but we all knew he kind of had a little bit of that Deneric Prince hype last year. You know, everybody's like, oh, well, wait till you see our 7th-round draft pick. You know, he's a beast, and he got his opportunity, and he seized it, man. He came in and did what he had to do and worked hard and had a good attitude. I think he won Chiefs Kingdom over as well as the coaches. I think this year, as long as he's healthy and on the field, they're going to use him, and he's going to break that 1,000 yards.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Pacheco, we got some clips of Pacheco out there today, so let's roll that. Look at him out there just having a good time.
I wish I had half the energy as Isaiah Pacheco.
He does, man. He's got
maybe even
energy.
A quarter of it. The Koopa Troop on the run.
Right. That's that same drill we just seen Prince do.
It's crazy how quick Pacheco's feet are.
Yeah, he really is. He's taking reps with the first team here. Of course, it's still no contact, which is fine. He needs to work himself back, man. But I tell you what, Pacheco, as long as Pacheco's on the field, that energy is infectious, man. We talked about that yesterday. It just really is. It's infectious. It's something you want to see. I'll go ahead and play another highlight up here. Let's just roll it, and you guys can take a look at him running some more plays. This is a little Patrick Mahomes action for you. He's taking some snaps. You can see all three quarterbacks there taking some snaps. Mahomes launching it to the coach. Good job. Mahomes looks like he's in mid-season form out there, to be honest. He really does. Look at him dropping it in.
Dropping dimes. That's what he does,
dropping
man.
dimes to the coaches. He's dropping dimes with no pass rush, with no DBs. He's dropping dimes.
I wonder how long it takes to. I wonder how long it takes to lose that. You know how like if you like say you're like a pool player, billiards. Like if you don't play for a while, you lose it, or bowling or anything like that. I wonder on throwing the football there. Like how long does it take before you have to hone it back in?
I mean, with Mahomes though, I don't think he ever quits. What's he take? 2 weeks.
That's what
off?
I'm saying.
And
That's what I'm saying. Do you think
man.
even in those weeks that they do have off, you think he's still out there throwing the ball? Like
I bet he does.
Like, I would think so,
he just
man.
loves it, don't you? Like I feel like he's just one of those
I
guys.
think it's just part of it, man. You gotta stay sharp, and I think whether you're off or you're not, you got to get some drills in. I'd say.
Yep. Gary says, Mike and Steve, do you guys see Pacheco start this season?
Yeah.
I think he will. Steve thinks he will. Let's go see what Pacheco had to say about it. He took the mic today on his presser. He says, I'm feeling great right now, says Harold Coons. He reported this one. He said that his favorite part of the offseason was the ring ceremony. Even though he's getting back into shape, he still looks as strong as ever. It feels like he will be 100% by week 1. He went on to say that he rehabbed his injuries right after the Super Bowl. He also said he enjoyed the ham and cheese French toast bread at the White House. I know Andy Reid was a big proponent of the ham and cheese French toast. Charles Goodman reports that he seems impressed by Deneric Prince's work ethic so far. They asked him about Deneric Prince, and he said he was a good worker. So that's really awesome to see. The running backs are cohesive. They're getting along. And then right here, Pacheco says he will absolutely be ready by week 1. You hear it right out of his mouth. He also says his goal in year 2 is to run for 1,000 yards. He adds he'll be 100% for the season, and he wants to work on the details, more details in the notes, and being ready. So it sounds like to me, Steve, Pacheco just out there, with his arms down, just looking like he's just tired. He's just tired a little bit.
He's just got the right attitude and the right work ethic. I already talked about it, man. And that microphone, dude, what are they doing with that? That's a joke, right?
Well,
like why would they do that to these guys?
You got the one mic, and then you got the mic that's coming out to the crowd that you still can't hear anyway, and then it doesn't look right.
You think Pete Sweeney did that? You think he's the one that put that microphone placement?
Sweeney's responsible for the weenie mic? I don't know.
No, man. Pacheco, though, before we move on.
Yeah.
I just feel like he will get the starting role. I think he earned that right to be the starter. But I do think that Clyde, if healthy, they will utilize him quite a bit. And I think that he will get his fair share of carries. So I think Pacheco will be the one that you see on the field to start with, but I think sometimes maybe he won't be used as much as he was at the end of last year, just because they have the luxury of not beating him to death. They can actually put Clyde in or give Jarek his snaps. But I think he's still going to have a huge year, man. And I think he knows that too. And like I said, he's got the right work ethic, the right attitude, and he puts the time and work in, and he'll be just fine, man. I think he'll have a big year.
Right. He runs so violently. It's almost like you have to – okay, look, we all know the running back position anyway. They're complaining about it now. They take so many hits, and then they don't go very long. I mean, they're by 27, 28, they've got the treads off the tires usually. So I feel like if you really value Pacheco and you value him being here long term, you've got to just ease him in. I think there's no point in Derrick Henry and the guy to death and then have him fizzle out on you when you do have a nice running back by committee, and he's always kind of been that way. So I do think it's something. Let's jump into some more highlights. You guys can check these out really quick because I know you guys can't get enough highlights. Again, these are kind of far from the field, but that's just the way it is. But we're trying to get everything we can for you guys. Here we go. That's Pop out there doing some doing some work. I think we've seen this one a little bit earlier. We've seen it a little up close. Here he is taking some handoffs, coming up the gut. It's crazy watching them, though, without having any defenders out there. So it looks so easy, but they're just installing plays at this. I mean, here's the thing. Dude, this is the most simple stuff ever. They're literally just getting the rookies and everybody, just back in, relearning the playbook, giving them a refresher before everybody shows up here over the weekend. But isn't it fun to just watch them just be on the field, handing a football off and just running up the field? Like, it's just I don't know.
It's literally the equivalent of on game day when they walk out there the very first time on the field and start stretching. That's the equivalent of this right here. Like, it's very, very early. But it's like I said earlier, man, it's just good to see the guys putting in work in a structured team environment. And we know we're just that much closer to football when you see them at St. Joe's. So, I mean, it's enough for anybody to be excited about. And I think it's not necessarily what they're doing right now. It's just it gets you ready for what you know is coming.
Right. Tammy says, not Tammy. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Tommy Smith. He says Pop looks a little bigger this year. He does. Doesn't he look like a linebacker?
You know what's strange is I actually saw like Arrowhead Live or someone on Twitter talking about how they thought he'd lost weight. And they thought he looked more trim.
He looks nimble. Well, I mean, I guess you can lose weight but still look buff, right? It makes you lose a little body fat. He don't got much. Dom is pumped about him losing the body fat. Rock Chalk Chief says Pacheco is just different. He looks like he could break one every time he touches the ball. He really does, man. He really does. Jan, what's up, Jan? She says he doesn't seem to have hand issues. I don't know if that was Pacheco. She may have been commenting back to the Felix clip. Either way, yeah, I think everybody's over the hand issues. I don't think anybody's done that. Sean, good to see you, Sean. I love how we have so much competition to create this team. Dude, we have a lot. We're deep everywhere. David House says Pops reminds him almost exactly of Travis Etienne, only better. Yeah, he's better. Etienne's good. I don't think Etienne's a 3-down back, though, is he?
No, he's smaller. I think he's
they
smaller.
Drafted Tank Bigsby this year, I think. They're going to let him run a little bit this year.
Etienne is like kind of reminds me of Jarrett McKinnon. Like I feel like he's that receiving back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Stephen James making fun of that microphone. He said it's in a precarious position. Ruben, the mic. Hey, I tell you, I don't know who did that, but it's a tribute to Pete Sweeney. That's what it is. Hey, we don't make fun of Pete here. Pete's a good guy. I don't know if Pete likes us.
It'll be all right.
I think it'll be okay.
It doesn't matter either way. We're still going to use his knowledge from camp.
Yeah, we still got to use Pete's knowledge. Pete's there. No, I don't think Pete has a problem with us. We just like to joke and have a good time. Let's see. Doug asked, does B.J. Thompson have a shot at the 53? He's an older rookie, correct? I think he does. The age was like a big thing when they drafted him, but I think we figured out.
No one knew.
They settle on 23.
24? I still don't know. It's still a mystery.
Know. But
at
one
point, people thought he was 26.
Thought.
Yeah, at one point, people thought he was 26, and then it was 24. No freaking clue there. But either way, I think he has a shot at making the 53 man. If you look at him, man, like a big knock on him was he was too thin and not big enough to play that position, sit the edge and things. But you see him coming into camp, and he's a big guy, and he's super athletic. We know how athletic he is. Cole says he's 24, so yeah, he's 24 years old. I think he's got a great chance to make the team just off pure athleticism. He gives you that different look on the edge than a lot of our other guys. He's faster. He's more bendy, which Felix offers you that as well. So I think we got a couple of guys in here on the edge this year that are not your prototypical Spags guys, and it's going to be exciting to see how they're utilized and how well they do in this defense.
Right. So we mentioned first. Let me go ahead and pop Doug's comment off the screen so everybody can see this really quickly. We had mentioned Rashee Rive had a good day today. Yesterday he threw up. He vomited a little bit, but today he had a good day. It was a non-talking point. It was just fun to talk about. Adam Teicher says, Chiefs are winding down the day's practice. A better day for Rashee Rive, who made a number of catches in 7-on-7 drills and no puke this time. So he thought that was kind of funny. No puking for Rashee Rive. I'm going to roll this clip. There's a lot of different clips. You're going to see Deneric Prince doing a little bit of catching some kickoffs and some punts. You're going to see B.J. Thompson and Coburn doing some drills. Like I said, you're going to see Ty Freifogel, but you're going to see Rashee Rive do a little bit of drills. And then at the very end, it's got the clip of him catching the touchdown over the top that we baited in the comments, or not the comments, but the video title. So be sure to watch that one. Here we go. So we see Deneric Prince there. He was catching some. We see Patrick out here just making a few passes.
I think Deneric is going to be a better receiving back than people are thinking.
Look at Pop just dancing. Pop's got the energy, man. He's got the energy. Here's Rashee. He's working on little routes, doing some stuff. He managed to get through the whole practice without throwing up. Here's Freifogel. Freifogel's got pretty good feet for his size.
Oh, Freifogel. Yeah, he's a pretty big guy as well.
Pretty big guy.
He's an intriguing guy.
Yep, Gabbard out here throwing a few passes. Look at him. It's Blaine out here doing some Blaine.
Just a comfortable old vet. That's what we need.
Look at Coburn just ripping through. He's beating bags today, baby. And then here comes B.J. Thompson. Look at him. Like, he's violent right now. Look at those ribs. I tell you, man, those two excite me. Here's Deneric Prince again. We already watched this one. We'll watch it again.
Can't get enough of Deneric Prince
Does
running
Deneric
drills.
Prince not look quicker than Pops ever? Like sometimes he really does.
No. I think Pacheco's got quicker feet than Deneric
Look at
Prince.
Caliendo
But
here.
I could be wrong.
Caliendo could be a dark horse making that roster this year. Look at Felix.
I mean, he's been around.
2 years.
I'm excited about Felix, by the way, man.
Yeah, here we go.
I think
There it is. He beats
There's
Reese Taylor
Rice.
over the top. I think that was Michelle threw that touchdown to him. Pretty nice ball there, to be honest, and a pretty nice
the thing
play
about
by
it,
Rashee Rive.
it kind of displayed what Rashee Rice likes to do, man. Rashee Rice likes to play that jump ball. He's not a guy that gets a bunch of separation, but he likes to play jump ball and get a contested catch. So once again, like a lot of the other rookies that were drafted, it's a guy that gives you a different element than we're used to seeing. So
Right.
it's kind of strange. Like you look at the defensive ends and you see a lot of guys that are not Spags prototypes that, bendy, fast, crazy athletic with BJ Thompson and Felix. And then you look on the offensive side of the ball, they went and got a receiver that does the opposite of what they are normally trying to draft. Like when they drafted with Sky Moore, they went more of the George Pickens route this year and went with a guy that likes to play that jump ball and stuff like that. So I think they are adding different elements to this team, and it's exciting.
Well, here we always talk about Rashee Rice, Andy Reid's offense. It's tough for rookies. You remember Sky Moore? He had a tough time getting in. They tried to fabricate some touches by putting him on special teams. That didn't work out. I think it hurt his confidence a little bit. But Rashee Rice, everybody's saying Rashee Rice is different. He could be. I don't want to doubt Rashee Rice at all. I will say this, though. One of the knocks on Rashee Rice coming out of college was he was a very limited route tree. They really didn't do much with Rashee Rice. They were like, little stop and goes, little in routes, and just screw it. Rashee's down there somewhere, and they'll just launch it up. That was what they did a lot. So this is going to be a bigger step, I think, than a lot of people are attributing, because Andy Reid's it's a complex playbook. So he's got to learn all these new routes. He's got to learn he's got to learn the terminology, all that stuff. Rashee Rive, I don't think he's going to be a world beater in year one. I think he can be serviceable. We all say 500 yards, give or take. Some people think he could be 1,000 yards. I just can't get on that bandwagon until I see it. But I do think he shows a lot of promise. I'm going to go ahead and play that clip again where it shows the touchdown pass. Just watch the way he high points the ball. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, see him just high point that over. Reese Taylor.
I mean,
not
I'm
the greatest DB in the world, but I mean, come on.
I'm as excited about Rashee Rice as anybody, but to think that he could break 1,000 yards his rookie season, that's crazy. Like, I mean, obviously there's a chance of it, but man, we've talked about how receivers are in Andy Reid's offense as a rookie. You just don't get a whole lot of opportunities, and you're still learning. I mean, granted, there's a chance he could go out there and just really set the world on fire, and they have to use him because it's demanded, right? Yeah. But I don't know, man. I think that's a lofty goal. I'm thinking like over under on Rashee Rice, probably gonna be around that 500-yard mark, to be honest. I don't know if I would take the over.
Right, 500 is probably it, and then we're gonna say under over, and it would be tough, man. I think one thing in his favor though is Kadarius Toney. We don't know if he's gonna be on the field a lot. I mean, that's the one thing with Kadarius. Anyways, Matt Derrick, he kind of give a little wrap up for today. He's wrapping up practice. Number 2 for the rookies and QBs in St. Joe. Offensive star of the day was Rashee Rice, which we pointed out. He made a couple of outstanding catches using his size, which we've seen. Safety Mike Edwards picked off a bobbled pass from Mahomes. There was no footage so far of that interception on Mahomes. I'm sure the Chiefs are going to bury that video somewhere. But no, they may put that out sometime later. If they get it, we may post it up. If not,
it'll be like
something. But
it'll be nostalgic for everyone, like when we had Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. So yeah, man, just looking at today. It was another, I don't know if it was as hot. They said it was humid. The same guys practiced. You still got Turk Wharton out there rehabbing that knee, which is good. Just some highlights. Pacheco did play again today. He had the jersey on. Everybody looked pretty good. They were throwing some stuff. Rashee Rice had a good day. Mike Edwards done a presser. Chamari Connor did a presser. Pacheco did a presser. Everybody was out there looking good, sounding good, saying all the right things. And, I mean, it is what it is. It's just day 2. It's rookies and QBs, and this weekend everybody's going to be there. That includes Rashee Rice. Not Rashee Rice. That includes Justin Ross. We talked about that earlier. So it's going to be fun watching that. I think the first full practice is going to be Sunday. So it's going to be good seeing all that. So, before we get out of here, we'll answer some questions, and then we'll take it from there. So let's go through here and see what you guys are asking. Ruby says, please tell me they announced the Chris Jones extension tomorrow. Steve, what's the odds with Chris Jones tomorrow?
I just don't see it, man. I think it's going to be a minute. Probably a couple of weeks. That was my guess yesterday because I really have no idea. Nobody has any idea. Anytime you think you know, you're proven wrong the next day. So I don't know. I'm going to stick with that about 2 more weeks mark, and hopefully they can get something worked out.
Right. Brett says, what's up? What's up, Brett? Good to
Brett.
see you here, man. Gary Holland says, Mike and Steve, do you see McDuffie being a top 5 corner this year in the entire league?
Possibly.
I would say no in the entire league, but I think he's top 10. I mean, he might not be out of Chiefs Kingdom, like, because you know how they are. They don't really hype up a lot of players. They'll hype Mahomes somewhat and Kelsey somewhat, but they don't really make our defenders a big deal.
I think until L'Jarius Sneed's not on the team, that it's going to be hard for him to break into that top 5 cornerback category, just because they'll put L'Jarius Sneed on the number 1s a lot. Now, when that becomes McDuffie's responsibility, then he'll be able to prove himself and maybe get into that conversation. But I'm with you. I think it's possible this year, but highly unlikely.
Right. Brett says he just got here. He's going to run it back and see what he missed. When we go off here, we're going to record an actual wrap-up video, so be on the lookout for that tonight. If you're new to the channel or whatever, hit that bell notification. You'll know when we release. We're going to drop an actual camp wrap-up for the day. We're going to talk about it a little more in depth. We're going to give more of our opinions on it, so that'll drop later on tonight. So if you missed anything, it'll be okay. Just catch a video later. We're going to be talking about some of the same stuff. Cole says, I watched a full game of Rice's from last season, and he impressed the hell out of me. Dude, he was good. In college, he looked like a grown man against some of those guys. But you got to think about it. I just think playing at SMU, he was a little better talent. I think Rashee Rive could have played in the SEC probably. And not saying, SMU plays, dog water, but it's not the greatest talent in the world either. They kind of just said, screw it, Rashee's down there, and they would just throw it up, and he'd just make people look crazy, though. So it is what it is. Jose, what's up, man? Good to see you here.
What's up, Jose?
Yep. Cole, do you guys think Jones' extension will be announced by the time preseason ends? Yes, I think it'll be by the time preseason ends.
Is there is there like a chance though that they don't get it done and he just plays this year? I mean, he's under contract, and then they can franchise tag him next year. So I mean, it doesn't have to get done.
It don't. He's under contract, but if he don't show up to camp at a certain day, he gets fined. He starts getting fined.
Yeah, there's a certain day, which is far from now though.
Right, and he could still. I think he shows up even if there's not a contract available. I think he shows up. I just don't know when that's going to be. Chief Kelsey, Justin Ross was put on IR last year, so he could have been at camp now, as far as I know.
I thought so too.
They said that he could not. I'm not for sure who I read that from.
I think Andy actually said that maybe, unless he just alluded that he wouldn't be here till that weekend. But somebody said that he wasn't eligible to be there yet, which is strange. I don't know how that works. That whole thing's stupid anyway. Because why is Isaiah Pacheco eligible to be there, but not? You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that makes any sense to me. I don't even know if is there rules to it? Is there even like actual legitimate NFL rules? Like it can only be these people to this date? I don't know how all that works, but either way, I think Justin Ross is like the one that people are excited to see in camp. Like they didn't even get to see him last year in camp because he's walking around in a walking boot.
Right.
So I think they're just super pumped to get to see this guy. So
this is what I found. If you can see it, Matt Derrick had tweeted just a little while ago, 2 hours. Somebody said, "Where is Justin Ross?" Let me see if I can zoom it in for you. There you go. Where's Justin Ross? He tweets, Justin Ross isn't considered as a rookie anymore since he accrued a full season on IR last year. My understanding is that he was also ineligible to report to camp early as an injured player since he was a full participant for a portion of Phase 3 offseason. So because I guess that's why Edwards could be there because he was not a full participant. But everybody's just kind of guessing. But I think it's semantics kind of. Like, I don't think there's anything behind Justin Ross. I think if he could have been there, he'd be there. Like, I really don't think there's anything behind it, but
I would think so. I think they've been pretty transparent about injuries and things. Right. So, I mean, the only one that really caught anybody by surprise was the fact that Pacheco was playing with a broken hand in the Super Bowl and stuff like that. So, I can't say they're always 100% transparent, but I mean, off season, it's not really affecting anything. to say that. So
Right.
I don't know. I think that he'll be there this weekend, and everybody can get their hype in.
Get your hype in. For right now,
Stephen
we're hyped about
James.
Stephen James dropping a
With the
bomb,
5
baby.
bomb.
He said, thanks for the live update, AC. Really appreciate y'all. Keep pumping out that content. Y'all slaying it. Stephen James, we appreciate you. Everybody drop some legendaries in the chat for Stephen James. He's a legend. He is
'Cause he is a
legend.
legend.
What? Dairy. Ruby says it doesn't get real till
Legendary.
Sunday. It gets
Yeah.
real Sunday. I still don't know.
It'll get real when they
allowed
start when they get them
Yeah.
pads on.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. Again, this is just all like, we're just seeing rookies and whatever. We got 32 people there. That was it. 31's on the field. So we didn't see a lot. It's just fun to watch them touch grass a little bit, throw the football around, hand it off. Put
Something
those
that we
Koopa
may need to
Troopas
do
on.
soon.
Yeah, we always
It's been
need to-
raining for a week. It's been raining for a week here in Kentucky. I feel like I'm just like
Right.
cooped up in here, dude.
Between that and being stuck to the chief reports all day long, trying to gather everything to bring to you guys, it's like, boy, we need to touch grass, Steven.
It's just been rain, heat, and smoke from Canada. Apparently, it's just been brutal outside. So it's like we're just cooped up. So maybe we need to touch some grass soon, Mike.
We might. I'm gonna go do it, I guess. Doug asks, how much better will Leo be in his second year? Your thoughts? I think Leo's gonna be good this year, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, for sure. I think Leo started getting more comfortable last year at the end of the season. And we noticed that he started playing a little more aggressively. And Mike with the death row shirt. It's beautiful. I got him that. His lovely brother bought him that for something. Christmas,
Death
birthday. I
row,
don't remember.
baby. It was birthday.
But Leo's gonna have a better year. I think now he's learned the defense, which the Spags defense takes a while to get. It just does. But then you also have that learning curve that comes with your rookie season. Like, you're not playing in college no more. These guys are at a different level. The game's at a different speed. But I think we noticed that Leo got a lot more comfortable at the end of last year. He even started by the end of the year. So I think this year he really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, I like Leo. I like what he brings. He brings, what he said. He brings toughness and physicality. I think the game overwhelmed him a little bit last year. I do. But I think he'll get it this year. I think he'll get it this year. Gary asked, the Oklahoma kid the Chiefs drafted, I'm guessing Wanye Morris, a possible left tackle. How do you feel he will do this year? I don't know if he's going to get a lot of chances to do anything because I feel like the offensive line's set where it is. But if he's asked to do stuff, I think he'll be okay. I think you're going to see in camp, I think he's going to raise some eyebrows. You're going to see lots of reports. Maybe even when we get to some of the preseason games, you're going to see him out there a lot, probably some at left tackle even. A lot
there's going to be
I think,
there will be drama created through media or whatever, and I think that's a perfect spot to do it because there's a lot of people that are questionable about Donovan Smith. Like, is this guy going to bounce back and have a good year like he did 2 years ago, or is he going to play like last year when he was injured and didn't do all that well? So I think that leaves a little question mark for some people, which opens up media to be like, man, Wanye Morris has looked really good in camp.
Yeah,
maybe take that left tackle spot. So yeah, I'm with you, Mike. I think you'll hear his name a lot. But I don't know how many opportunities he'll get this season either, but I do feel like I have pretty good confidence in this kid. So I feel like if someone were to go down and he had to fill in, I think he'll seize the opportunity and ball out, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's going to have a good year. Rock Chalk says Leo is his favorite for some reason. Strength, speed, hops, and he's just a dog. Leo has that in him, man. He's just a likable dude. He'll be I think he's going to be fine. I think he'll be fine. Yeah, Ruby said that Leo's going to learn from Tranquil. I think he will learn a little bit from Tranquil. I don't think their games are super similar.
No, I think
ain't putting Leo on linebackers and letting them, play maybe a safety role like you could do with Drew Tranquil.
You mean tight ends?
No,
yeah. But
I'm crazy.
But yeah, Leo, he plays more downhill than he does. Like, he's not necessarily a coverage linebacker, but he could learn that. He could get that into his game and improve at it. So I think he'll learn some stuff from Tranquil as well.
Right. Jerome. What's up, Jerome? Hey, folks, let's go Chiefs. Can't wait to start the games. Same here, man. It's good to see him back at practice at least. This weekend's it's gonna crank up a notch. And then here in a few weeks, I think we looked at it yesterday. It was less than 3 weeks for a preseason game, or less than a month. It was something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know it was
August
8 Sundays until football's back in full swing. So
yeah, I think it's the 13th.
We're not far out.
They play the Saints, so it's gonna be good. But yeah, Jerome, if you're not if you don't sub to the channel, go ahead and hit that sub button, man. We'd love to have you here. We know you're a Chiefs fan because you're on here talking Chiefs at 3:35 in the day. So that's always good to have. Brian Parrott asked, pads, when do we get some shoulder pads? This ballerina crap is meaningless. I'm not 100% sure what day that they are allowed to put the pads on. I want to say it's not too far from now, I don't think. I'll have to look that up.
I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, look that up. But yeah, I mean, that's what we were talking about earlier. It's just good to see the guys going through the motions and getting some teamwork in. And yeah, that's basically all that's going on right now. Just getting their feet wet.
Right. I'm going to look that up for everybody.
Let's do it.
And we will see.
T-Bone says Nick Bolton is my favorite, not only because he's the best linebacker, but Mizzou. Man, it is cool that they got Nick Bolton when they did. I thought he was I honestly had Nick Bolton graded as a first rounder, and Dom loves Nick Bolton. He's going nuts. Pumped. But I had him graded as a first rounder, so I was pumped that we got him where we did in the second round. And it's cool. It's always cool when they get the hometown guys. Like they got Felix this year, and of course Nick Bolton. So Nick Bolton's an easy player to like because he's always near the ball. He's always making plays, and he's like a humble guy. He don't like to talk a lot. It's easy to like Nick Bolton.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not really finding when the pads are allowed to come on. This is what I found. I'll bring it up for everybody. We'll take a look together. It's the off-season rules for the NFLPA, the Players Association. It says for mini camp, 10 hours a day, max 24 hours over 3 days. Physicals on Monday, but no practice. Practice is Tuesday through Thursday with a day off on Friday. Allowed 2 practices totaling 3.5 hours on the field per day. Second practice limited to walkthrough activities only. That says mini camp. I'm not for sure if that's actual camp or what, because we've already passed phase 3. So I would assume mini camp, but maybe not. I don't guess. I guess this might be actual camp. So I'm not for sure. Nobody's actually throwing up when they're going to do this. But if I'm not mistaken, it's usually pretty soon. They got to let them hit a little bit. I mean, you're getting ready to have a preseason game here in about 3 weeks. You got to do something. So we'll see. Chief Kelsey says a lot of flooding in Kentucky. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it stopped raining in about 6 weeks. It don't feel like.
Mike, you might get flooded out of your house.
I might, man. I live on the river. We got flooded big time about 5 years ago.
He lives in a van down by the river.
Right. Basically. No. Tommy, what is the ceiling and floor for MVS this year? I think the floor on MVS is about 500 receiving yards. I think the ceiling
11.
900.
I give him 11.
You think he'd go 11?
Ceiling? Yeah, I think he could break 1,000 yards. I don't see why he couldn't. I mean, with Patrick Mahomes, he's going to have 5,000 receiving yards, right? So I mean, you divvy that up. You give Travis Kelce his 1,000. I think that leaves plenty on the bone for MVS. And I think that if they get on the same page, man, we've talked about this a lot, but if him and Mahomes get that chemistry going, MVS could have had some huge games last year with just, if a couple passes weren't a little errant, or if he had actually, gone after the ball instead of waiting for it to come to him and things like that. There's just a little bit here and there. And then I think he's also got to get used to that. When this play's broken, I got to keep moving. I got to get open because Patrick will find me. I think he's starting to learn that, which, he should have known that already, coming from a guy that played with Aaron Rodgers. But I still think it's just a chemistry that him and Mahomes have to get together. And I think he could break 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I think, okay, yeah, I'm with you. I think he could probably do it. I think his big thing is he's got to get better at high pointing the football and being better at the catch.
Yeah,
point.
For sure. He's got to be more aggressive. He tends to sit back and wait for the ball to get to him. And we know that you can't do that. Like, I mean, would Jamar Chase and guys like that wouldn't be what they were if they weren't aggressive. If they tried to wait for the ball to get to them and not just take control and get up there and get it, it'd be a whole different story with some of those guys. And I think that MVS, I know he's not quite as big as those guys, but he is a tall guy. He's like 6'3". So he's got some hops. He can do this thing. He's just got to get a little more aggressive.
Right. What's up, Tristan? Hope you're a subscriber. If not, hit that subscribe button. He says Rashee Rive looks like he's going to be on the roster. I don't think there was ever a doubt, my man. I think Rashee Rive was always on the roster. I think
100%.
You don't trade up for a guy in the second round and with his talent and not get him on the like you had to make a spot for him. Even
Yeah,
at the-
he's one of the 4 absolute locks, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I believe if it come down to, like, for example, if he falls to number 4 and then say the Chiefs only took, 5, which they're not, you take Rashee Rice over, like, the Justin Rosses of the world and stuff. I think you just have to. You got to play the young game. You got to play what we give up for him. I just think Rashee Rice is a lock. He's a top 4 on here. Not 100% sure. Lance had put out something about it, and I think he said Rashee Rice. He put him at wide receiver 5. But that still makes him a lock anyway. I mean, we're not saying he's
I don't care. I don't
4.
care
just
where
think
you
he's a
list
4
him at.
lock. Yeah.
Yeah, wherever you list him at, it doesn't matter. He's definitely on this squad.
Right. Yeah, so I think that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. We just on here giving you a little camp stuff, giving you a little camp workout. Again, it's fun seeing the guys in there just doing some work. It's fun to see it. There was the same amount of people there. We had no injuries today. That's a good thing. We had some pressers from Mike Edwards. We had some pressers from Chamari Connor, Pacheco. Pacheco said he's healthy. He's definitely going to be here 100%. It just looks good, man. We seen Rashee Rice turning on today. I think everything is shaping up to have a good weekend.
Right. Yeah. Real quick, Tommy Smith says, will we get to see a breakout season finally from Fortson? That is all on Jody Fortson. If he can stay healthy and stay on the field, I think Jody could contribute to this team quite a bit. And we've seen that Patrick will throw him the ball. I mean, one of the most impressive throws Patrick has ever made is that pass. I think it was against the Chargers. They threw out to Jody, and he just like literally had to fit it into a window this big, and he did, and it was awesome. I think it's all up to Jody, man. If he can stay healthy and stay on the field, I think he can contribute. And I think that you will see the tight ends get a lot more work this year as far as Noah Gray and Jody Fortson, because they've got to eventually pull back a little bit on Kels. Like maybe not all, like a bunch,
Right.
but definitely got to a little bit. He's not getting any younger. He's 34 years old, and they want to make his career as long as possible and for him to be as effective as long as possible. So, yeah, he's definitely got a shot, Tommy.
Yep. We definitely got to extend Kelsey's career. Tony Gunn says, new sub here. I enjoyed listening to you guys. Appreciate you, Tony. We really do.
Thanks, Tony.
Anybody else that's new, if you haven't hit the sub button already, what are you waiting for? This is one of the best places to find Chiefs news on the entire internets, plural. Not just one single internet, but all the internets. This is where you want to find it. We do podcast style. We debate back and forth. We bring up everything from rumors to projections to game analysis. We'll talk about it. And we like to just talk with you guys. We use you guys as a therapist. You guys can shoot it right back at us. We might not always agree, but we're going to have a good time disagreeing. And that's the way it is. So, yeah, man, had fun today. Camp looks like it's rolling good. No injuries, and that's all you can ask for. It's going to pick up over the weekend. And we're going to go ahead and do a full video tonight. Look out for that. We're going to be talking a little bit more about day 2, and we're going to give you a little bit more of our thoughts about that. So we'll catch you guys on that one. And more. So we'll see you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
There goes a sight from my soul.